Hey guys, happy Homebrew Wednesday. Hey guys, happy Homebrew Wednesday. Today I'm actually drinking that oatmeal stout that I made. We kegged it about 10 days ago, so this is actually my first glass. Still could use a little more carbonation. Not real sure what's up with that. 10 days should have been good, but man, it tastes great. This is one of my best beers. Probably one of my top 3 favorites that I make. So, I go on these kicks. Right now I'm kind of on a stout and porter kick. Have been for a little while, even though, IPAs are that's where my heart is. But right now, man, I'm really loving some stouts and porters. So, but anyways, really what we did this past week was we did end up bottling and kegging that IPA that I told you about. And if you remember, I talked about the orange peel, or the orange zest that we put into the IPA. And last time I explained to you that as I tasted it before we put it into the secondary, the orange flavor was real strong. Maybe we used too much orange zest in it, but honestly, after we really dry hopped it real good, it balanced it out, and it tastes wonderful as I put it into the bottles. So I'm really excited. It's been in there in the keg since Sunday, so probably this weekend I'll give it a try, and definitely I'll put that up on the channel for next week's Homebrew Wednesday. So also I'm gonna brew here pretty quick. And I think what I'm going to do is do some sort of a double batch. So like 2 batches in one day. Not like a second runnings type thing, but more of a, I think what we're going to do is we're going to do a big all grain batch, a 10-gallon batch. And then on the side, on a little side burner, maybe try a brew in the bag. Something, possibly a lager or something like that. So, or something experimental that we do a small batch with. So, look for that video, and what we'll do is we'll actually video the whole brew and put it up separate from the Homebrew Wednesday. So it might be kind of interesting. It's hectic enough just doing the regular 10-gallon batches, especially if I'm if there's just usually 2 of us brewing. If we can get 3 or 4 people over here, it goes pretty smooth if we do 2 brews at once. So because I always like to cook too, when we brew. So. But anyways, like I said, the oatmeal stout's good. The IPA looks like it's going to be pretty good. What I wanted to ask some people about though was, when we were bottling the IPA, the first 5 gallons going into the keg, there were no issues. But on the second 5 gallons when we were bottling, we usually use spray bottles of sanitizer, of Star San. And a stray bottle got in the mix that just had pure water in it, and so I'm worried about the bottles being contaminated. I just want to know, if anybody had any input on that. My guess is going to be there's probably 50-50 chance. I mean, I'm hoping that there's the alcohol, because it had been fermenting. It's done fermenting, so it should have a good alcohol level, and I think we decided it's going to be about 6% alcohol. So I'm hoping that the alcohol content in it will keep the bacteria or anything from messing up the batch. So, and the only time it really got used was a couple times spraying the hose, the siphon hose. So, yes, I don't know. Some of that could have gotten down into the bottling bucket, but we'll see. I hope not. There's nothing worse than ruining a batch of beer, and luckily I've yet to ruin a batch of beer ever brewing. So I'm hoping this isn't it. I'm just usually I'm pretty uptight when it comes to the sanitizing and stuff like that. I'm kind of a perfectionist, so that's probably the reason I've never had a beer go bad. and hopefully that didn't happen this time. I'd hate to end the streak, you know, as soon as I start doing Homebrew Wednesday videos. So, but we'll taste it on the next video, and we'll see. You know, I'm definitely not one to say I got the best palate. So unless it's just really messed up, I may not detect it. So I'll have to get with some of my brewing buddies and let them take a look at it and taste it. So hopefully it didn't go bad, because it turned out really interesting when I was tasting it. That, like I said, with that orange, and we used Simcoe and Amarillo hops, so there's gonna be a lot of that grapefruit flavor. So hopefully that was a good mix, and I was actually pretty excited about it after I tasted it going into the bottles. So anyways, but at least the keg, I mean, there should be no issues with the keg. So we'll at least have 5 gallons there. But anyways, I don't know really what else. This is probably just gonna be a short video. Like I said before, still dealing with stuff with Dad. So we actually took a break from brewing this past weekend. Didn't brew like we'd planned. So and really one of my issues too is I've got to get this other kegerator that I have in the house. I've got to get the tower for it. I've got to buy a new tower and a couple new taps for it, and actually I need a couple more kegs too. So basically just got to get the whole setup to put inside that kegerator. So until I do that, then I'm probably stuck to doing maybe just smaller 5-gallon batches that I can bottle, or you know, just not being able to keg kind of keeps me from brewing again. But anyways, here's a couple little shots from the bottling, and then also I did a tasting of the porter that I made that you guys saw in the last video. I ran out of the porter, so I did a quick little tasting of it, and recorded that for you. So here's the Gray Snow Bourbon Oak Aged Porter. Check this out. Hey guys, so just wanted to show you the Bourbon Oak Aged Porter that I was out of in the kegerator. In the last video you saw I was out, so I've actually got a few bottles left. I only have like 5 left, so I got to conserve a little bit until I can get some more made. This beer was made actually 6 months ago, so it'll be interesting to see how good it is out of the bottle now. Most of these porters and stouts, I mean, 6 months is nothing, you know. So it's probably at its best right now. So it's a bourbon oak aged porter, like I said, and all we did was in the secondary fermentation. I put in a 10-gallon batch, I think it was about 4 ounces of oat cubes that had soaked in Crown Royal Black for 3 days. And then, I mean, I just tossed the Crown and the cubes into the secondary fermentation. And then they sat in there for another, I believe it was 4 days. So I like the oat flavor. So, you know, I wouldn't have minded going 5 or 6 days on it. But some people don't like that flavor to be too strong. So I just kind of cut it down a little bit. Making 10 gallons, you better make a beer that a lot of other people like too. So especially when you're brewing like every other weekend, that's a lot of beer that needs to get drank. So not that I have a problem finishing off beer, but so I'm gonna show you this beer. It's been out for a few minutes, kind of warming up a little bit, and it's been a while since I've had one out of the bottles, and I can't remember how the carbonation turned out actually. So let's give it a try. See what it looks like. Okay, so yeah, carbonation is definitely good. So yeah, looks good. Carbonation's still good. I can already smell it. It's a great smelling beer. Definitely, you know, the roasty, and believe it or not, you can, you know, it may be mental just because I know, but and everybody that's tasted it, they'll swear up and down to you they can get it. They can smell a hint of the Crown Black, and it may just maybe I need to have some people taste it that don't know what's in it, because it could just be mental, a deal that since you know that it's in there. So, but it smells great. I've been missing it for this past week because it was out in the kegerator, and I've just been kind of drinking a few of the newer ones. But these porters and stouts that I've had around that are getting to be 4, 5, 6 months old I just love drinking them. So anyway, just see how it tastes. Oh, it's great. So anyways, definitely gonna be making this one soon. It's one of my go-to beers, so we'll definitely make another one of these and make sure we have that on stock. I mean, to me, I've always got to have a stout on the nitro tap, either the oatmeal stout or the milk stout. I've always got to have this porter and an IPA. So the other 3 taps that I have can just kind of rotate around. So anyways, looks good. So cheers, guys. Alright, so there went that last bottle of the Bourbon Oak Aged Porter, and it's pretty good. You're definitely going to miss it. And in case you guys were wondering, no, he's not gone. He's still here hanging out. You just missed out on the first part of the video. So, but anyways, that's a wrap. And happy Homebrew Wednesday, guys. And what do you want to say, buddy?
Okay, ready?
Say it.
Happy Homebrew Wednesday.
Alright. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys.